And a warm welcome to Villa Park, where Aston Villa, the hosts, are lying 2 points above the relegation zone in, I think, 15th or 16th place. Against the Burnley side, there was no stopping them so far this season. Unbeaten so far as we approach the halfway mark of the season. Can Villa stop them? They almost stopped them from winning the league last season, didn't they, if you remember? Burnley won a classic 3-2 and won the league here. As for Villa, Benteke starts with a Bonglaho. It's a front three alongside Dirk Kuyt, who skippers the side. Fabian Delph and Craig Gardner will be key to that midfield, unlocking hopefully a Burnley's back four. Burnley make a change, and the change is basically out goes Korkoif and in back comes Bojan after his 45-minute rest in the midweek victory over Everton. Otherwise, it's the same team that took to the field and won a classic 3-2 on Wednesday night. The referee, Mike Jones, and we're all set to go. Burnley in the change shirts of dark, all dark in the all dark strip. Burnley, of course, in the claret and blue. So a little bit different than what happened last season. Typical Midlands weather here in North Birmingham this afternoon. Should be a thriller here down at the Villa. Final league game before Christmas comes into the equation. Here's Kane. Play on, Ings, good save. That was a good bit of advantage played by Mr. Jones, the referee. He knew that Kane had been taken out, but Ings had the ball and almost took advantage of it. Meanwhile, at the other end, we've got Benteke. He's got two waiting in the middle. One of them is Dirk Kuyt, the other is Gabriel Bonglaho. And the header out counts. A chance each for both sides. Both John Ruddy and Brad Guzan, of course, at the other end, forcing to save it. Here's Rodriguez. Needs support. Ings is getting into the area. That's Ings. That's a goal! The hot shot at it again. The Burnley fans celebrate with glee. Lovely cross back by J. Rodriguez. And a fine header by Danny Ings. And it's 1-0 to the Clarets at Villa Park. And even the brilliant Brad Guzan could have done nothing about that one. Goal 29 of the season, already chalked up. And Villa, like most teams this season, having to chase the Clarets this afternoon. Burnley already in the League Cup semi. It's a good ball forward, and there's a chance. Oh, it's a goal! Well, it's 1-1. Incredible scenes here. Bonglaho is the scorer. And Villa Park's are raptured. Well, there's an old phrase in football: always vulnerable when you've just got in front or just scored. And that is an example, a prime example. Sean Ruddy couldn't get there. It was very precise. And into the net it went. And Burnley, who led in the game, have now been pegged back by a Villa side who are almost for certain fighting for their lives against relegation. 4 minutes between the two goals. 1-1 is the score. Shackle. And across the world and across the city at St Andrews, it's Birmingham 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Birmingham dropped into the bottom three this morning. Unfortunately, they're in deeper trouble now because they trail Queen's Park Rangers, their relegation rivals, by a goal to nil. Here's Trippier. Showed too much of that again. Delph, a good ball forward, and Benteke's onto it. Had to check back a little bit. Used to meet him. Still Benteke. Really finding it hard on these conditions. Certainly hard helping. Good tackle. Oh, he's given a penalty. Well, for my money, Shawcross got the ball, didn't he? Didn't he? Shawcross can't believe it. Well, for my money, he got the ball. Yes, he got the ball. That's a fair challenge. I just don't understand that decision. So Benteke now, rather fortuitously in my opinion, has the chance to put Villa in front against John Ruddy. And he has done. Well, there'll be uproar about this. Make no mistake about that. Should it have been a penalty in the first place? Burnley will be furious at that decision. Mike Jones, what was he playing at? But what wasn't in doubt was the emphaticness of how Benteke smashed that penalty in, and he smashed it with so much venom that Ruddy couldn't have moved. It's a perfectly good spot kick, there's no doubt about it, but the legitimacy of whether the penalty should have been awarded or not, that is absolutely purely doubtful, because that looked a fair challenge on the face of it. Goal number 8 this season for Benteke, by the way, but it doesn't disguise the fact that the referee has given Villa a proper helping hand here. That is one of the worst decisions I think I've seen for quite a long while. We saw a similar type of incident at Arsenal, but here's Rodriguez now to make it 2-each, is it? No, side netting. Well, we've got a thriller at the Villa, and plenty of controversy too to go with it, I must add. Well, we've had 35 minutes of everything, really, and I absolutely mean wholeheartedly everything. Here's Couch. Shawcross now surely will get there. Finds Trippier. And the amazing thing is there's still a good sort of 7 or 8 minutes of this first half still to run. Ward-Prowse. Ings. Still Danny Ings. Good running. Ings! Wide of the target. But a good response from the Clarets. Well, if Villa are to win this game, want a shot in the arm, and want a helping shot in the arm it will be for their chances of staying up. They're 30 points behind Burnley in points terms. Villa started the afternoon on 17 points, Burnley on 47. At least Burnley can't be relegated this season. And they've got a very big gap to second place as well. So here is Ward-Prowse trying to bundle his way through. Villa Park buzzing with ecstasy and glee, and here come Villa now breaking out, and Ekbonlahor central to that, and that's a ball through Benteke, the chip back, County's waiting at the back post, just couldn't control it properly to get the shot away. Good tackle again, it's a corner. Well, you've got to say that Villa, Benteke, 8 goals this season, as we say. Here comes the corner. Hughes' back header straight into the arms of Ruddy. Have Burnley got time to get an attack going? They haven't. So it's Villa who lead. Rather controversially, Burnley took the lead through that man, Danny Ings, but then an equaliser, a steely equaliser for Burnley to concede from Ekbonlahor, and then a controversial penalty converted by Benteke gives us a half-time score of Villa 2, Burnley 1. Welcome back to Villa Park, where I can tell you a couple of half times. There are 4 other games taking place as well as this one today. Across the city at St Andrews, it's Birmingham 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2. Down at Selhurst Park in South London, a real shock on the cars there as Crystal Palace lead Manchester City by a goal to 0. 0-0, not too far from here at the King Power between Leicester City and Newcastle. And at Upton Park, it's West Ham 1, Chelsea 2. At half-time here, it's 2-1, and Burnley preparing a substitution, by the way. Gorkoif is going to come on for the second half. He's going to be replacing James Ward-Prowse. Burnley led, and then pegged back, and now trail by 2-1 as we get under this second half. And well, what will happen now in terms of the way things will go in this second half here at Villa Park. The rain still pouring down here in the Midlands in Birmingham. The rain's pouring at St Andrews, and the rain's certainly pouring in on Burnley here at Villa Park across the city. Burnley's midfield three have certainly been the dominant. I've certainly given Burnley no quarter given. Gorkoif brings a little sort to react, but he's got there first. Can he make it 2 each? Good save by Guzan. Slid in beautifully. Kane might get there first. He has done. It's 2-2. And Burnley needed that at the start of the second half. Villa got themselves in all sorts of tangles. And the ball broke loose, and Harry Kane was the quickest. And he just took one look at it and hit it first time. And it was enough to beat Guzan. And enough to get Burnley out of a big hole here. 2-2. Now we've got a game with a vengeance. The 16th goal he scored this season. And it's all level at 2 each. All square, all to play for. Hughes. Kane. Trippier wasn't on his way though. Well, it's anyone's game now. Bojan. Let guy. Right footed. Knocked away. Good defending there by Aston Villa. Well, it's a real thriller at the Villa. Right foot from Gorkoif. Kane! Good save! It looked through the world as Kane was going to bag his second, but the flag had gone up anyway for offside. So that brilliant double save from Red Guzan need not have mattered. But it was 2 remarkable pieces of goalkeeping, even though it mattered for little. Guzan wasn't to know. Delph always got a chance here for a break on here. 3 in the middle for Villa if they can play it right. Good tackle by Trippier. Here's another look at that 16th goal of the season from Kane. Ball ran very loose to him, and Guzan, as soon as he struck it, Baker and Guzan got themselves into a terrible tangle. And now Villa, who are attacking the old end of the second half, have a corner right at that end as Delph sends that in. Easy one for John Ruddy. He's giving it away. Trouble here for Burnley. Good save. Senderos, the centre-back, going completely, utterly forward. And finding John Ruddy's legs a real benefit. A real obstacle as Delph swings another corner in. And then it was hooked back towards Ruddy. Who's your money on now, folks? Burnley, who have the only unbeaten record in the Premier League this season. Well, it's well and truly on the line. It's been on the line for the last 3 games now, more or less, because they've trailed in all 3 of them. Meanwhile, Birmingham have got themselves a leveller against QPR. That could be crucial. Corner to Villa. As the rain steeps in the West Midlands. Akpoglohor had a pretty good game. Now he's been replaced. Kozak is the man coming on. Delph to take another corner for Villa. Floats it in. Trippier to bring it away for the Clarets. 15 to play. Here's Kane. Golkoif making a forward break. Ings has to watch for the offside. Golkoif having to run further forward. Ings is there, but so too is the defender Senderos. And now we've got a break on here for Villa. And if they play it right, they're in business, but it's one against sort of 5 or 6 Burnley defenders. Sure, he couldn't be allowed to go on his own. Oh, he's given a penalty! Oh no! It's Bojan, the man who's been judged the guilty party. Unbelievable. And it's Kozak, the substitute. Oh my goodness. If he's anything, he's just about it was a little feather, if that. 2 of the harshest penalty decisions you'll ever see. And Aston Villa here now have a chance to go 3-2 up. Extraordinary scenes here at Villa Park. Harry Kane has picked up a knock. Benteke then has scored. 2 for him from the spot, 3-2 to Villa. But Burnley can feel very, very angry with the referee for giving 2 of the harshest and the most ridiculous penalties in the world. Roddy guessed wrong. He went to his right, the ball went to his left. And now Villa celebrate a 3rd one. And Burnley now, if they're going to get a point out of this, they've got to sort of come from behind here. Here's Kane in the area. He's got to give a penalty for that, surely. Well, there goes the inconsistency. Shawcross made a similar challenge in the first half, which went unfairly punished. And then a similar challenge in there. There's got to be consistency. There certainly isn't any in terms of consistency there. Well, they've got 3 minutes to save themselves and to save that unbeaten record of theirs. Can Will Hughes be about to preserve the unbeaten record? Hughes! Straight at Guzan! Oh my goodness me! What a finish here! We played 90 minutes, we're into 5 minutes of stoppage time. That's gone for a throw. It looks as if the unbeaten record's going to come to an end here with Birmingham at Villa Park. Roddy needs to get on with it. Having to play sweeper keeper. Kane. We're dealing in seconds, and that's it. Burnley have lost for the first time this season, but what a good result for Aston Villa. Even though they were helped by 2 controversial decisions by referee Mike Jones to help them on their way. 2 goals from the penalty spot from Benteke, and it does their relegation chances no harm at all. But you can't help wondering if those penalty decisions had been given or hadn't been given, Burnley would have gone on and won that game. So insensitive really by the referee, and really he should take a lot of criticism, certainly from the Burnley viewpoint really, that they should never have lost that game. Burnley had a good start. Danny Ings levelled up, and then soon after Akpoglohor slotted in the equaliser for 1-1. Fine effort by John Ruddy. And then came some very controversial moments. The penalty that should never have been given for a fair tackle by Shawcross. And Benteke made it 2-1. And then Burnley had to hit back in the grand manner they did. As you see Rodriguez hitting the side netting there just before the break. And then in the second half, Kane was the first to react after a mistake by Guzan and Baker to make it 2-2. And then you thought, who's going to win this one? And then one of the most ridiculous penalty decisions you'll ever see. That was another chance for Senderos. That was a save by Roddy. As we see there, as Villa Park starts to empty now at the end. The winning goal came from another controversial penalty, and that goal from Benteke has won Villa the match and the 3 points. So the final outcome here is 3-2. I can bring you up to date with a couple of results. Birmingham drew, Palace and City drew, Leicester and Newcastle finished 0-0, and West Ham and Chelsea finished 3-1 Chelsea. But at Villa Park, it's the first defeat for Burnley. They've succumbed by 3 goals to 2, sorry, in a very controversial game this afternoon. From all of us here, goodbye.